When people talk about creepy games, they usually bring up stuff like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, games that are trying to scare you, like Piglet's Big Game. But one of the most unsettling games I've ever played at a young age, way too young age, is Ecco the Dolphin, a game about you're a dolphin. I mean, this game starts off like it's about to teach you fun facts about the ocean, almost like an underwater life sim published by BBC Earth. And then somewhere along the way, it completely loses its mind. So the game starts off super innocent. You're swimming around, jumping out the water, doing flips, like a lost SpongeBob episode. You're a fucking dolphin, for crying out loud. You even have your whole pod with you. It's peaceful, it's calm, it's the kind of opening where you expect the game to say, like, press A to make friends. And then, out of nowhere, a massive storm hits, and your entire pod just gets deleted. Not scattered, not chased off, but gone. Just swallowed up by an unexplainable force of nature, instantly. And the game just goes, alright, good luck. From that point on, something feels off. Like, yeah, it's still a puzzle adventure kind of game. You're swimming through caves, figuring out currents, talking to sea creatures, but the atmosphere, it's just so weirdly uncomfortable. The music isn't relaxing, it's more like ambient anxiety. And the levels feel empty in a way that's hard to explain. Not peaceful empty, more like something should be here, but it isn't. Almost like in a liminal space kind of way. And the deeper you go, the worse that feeling gets. Then the game starts escalating, and I don't mean gradually. I mean it goes from Lost Dolphin game to what the fuck kind of genre am I playing here right now? Are you kidding me? You start dealing with ancient ruins, then it introduces time travel because of course it does. You go back to prehistoric oceans, meet ancient creatures, and at this point you're sitting there like, I want to play Dolphin, but this horror game now. And then the game finally explains what happened to your pod. It wasn't the storm. That was basically just a side effect. That was bullshit. The real cause is something called the Vortex, which is an alien race that periodically visits Earth to harvest life from the oceans, which is just, it just blew my mind. Those alien creatures you're encountering feel so out of place yet fit the game so perfectly. It doesn't feel like the game is trying to switch genres or something because the game eases you into this very slowly. It's actually got great pacing in that way. And somehow the game decides, yeah, the dolphin can handle all of this. So now you're not just trying to survive, you're trying to stop an alien harvesting operation as a dolphin. I can't stress this enough, you're a fucking dolphin. No upgrades, no dramatic hero arc, no moment where Ecco suddenly becomes ultra dolphin or something. You're still fragile, still struggling, which honestly, all of this makes it worse. Then you reach the final area, and this is where the game completely drops the mask. No more nature, no more ocean vibes. Now you're inside the vortex, and everything looks wrong, like something out of Scorn or Alien, as if H.R. Giger himself designed this game. The walls feel alive but mechanical. The colors are unnatural. The music sounds like something is watching you. It's not intense, it's not dramatic, it's just uncomfortable. Like the game is quietly telling you, you really shouldn't be here. And then, oh my god, you meet the final boss. Just picture you being 5 years old like I was, okay? That you see this boss, the Vortex Queen. Yeah, this is where childhood trauma kicks in because she doesn't look like anything from this game. She doesn't look like anything normal in general. It's just this massive biomechanical alien head creature, completely emotionless. No introduction, no speech, no final form nonsense. She's just there. Like she's always been there. And what makes this so unsettling is how little the game cares to explain it. You're not destined to defeat her. You are just present. And she doesn't even feel aware of you. You're like a mosquito trying to fight a factory. And that lack of recognition, that's what makes it feel so cold and almost hopeless. And I've just felt weird, man, even playing this 25 years later. The fight itself isn't epic, but actually quite stressful. You're dodging attacks, trying to figure out what works, and the entire time it feels like you're under-equipped because you are. It just feels like you broke into the wrong game. Like you played the game for too long and discovered a B-side. Like hidden tracks on CDs back in the day that suddenly started playing after 20 minutes of silence. Like you clipped through reality and ended up somewhere where you weren't supposed to be. And that's why it stuck with me so much. Because nothing about the first hour prepares you for this. Not even close. By the way, this is not the only Ecco the Dolphin game. There's Ecco the Dolphin, then there's Ecco the Tides of Time, Ecco Jr., and the Great Ocean Treasure Hunt. Defender of the Future. This one in particular. Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. You gotta take a look at this game, man. This is for PS2. It came out on Dreamcast, but the PS2 is like a little more expanded and it actually works better. And, you know, like usually Dreamcast games are praised over the PS2 ports or whatever, but this game on the PS2, let me tell you, this is a 3D Ecco the Dolphin game, and this one is, I'm telling you, this is actually a good game. If you played Ecco the Dolphin and you were kind of like feeling uneasy playing this game will take it to another level because it's 3D. For me in particular, this worked better as far as like an ocean kind of eerie, scary, but weirdly relaxing game goes, because you're in 3D and you're underwater, and it, for some reason, Subnautica was something that I couldn't play because of that. I just am terrified of the endless darkness of the ocean, and this game represents this so well. So, and what I read on the wiki page as well is that in 2025 they said they're gonna make another Ecco the Dolphin game, and they're gonna remaster Ecco the Dolphin, and it's, I don't know, it's just cool to see unique games like that to actually get recognition and be continued, and hopefully Sega actually does something with this franchise, because I think this is something special. You may be looking at this franchise and be like, this is stupid, this is dumb. I don't know. I feel like unique games like these that are just dreamy and old school and simple yet effective are important to be continued. And I hope that they actually do follow through with this and make another game or two, or, you know, I think they're very unique and they're pretty cool. Anyways, 8 out of 10. See you next time.